All right. Hey, my friends, and welcome to today's episode where I'm going to talk about the three lies that OCD and anxiety get you to believe to keep you stuck, and really how to debunk them, and really what you need to do to break out of them. So, before we dive in, my name is Matt. For those of you who don't know me, I'm the founder of Restored Minds. And if you are benefiting from the show, please help us out real quick by liking and subscribing and leaving a nice review on iTunes and Spotify. It helps us get this to more people, and it helps the algorithm of the show. Also, if you are looking for help on your journey to recovery, I have some links that I want to share with you down in the notes. Or you can head over to restoredminds.com, as we have some great resources for you to get started and to help you, really get to where you want to go with your recovery. So with that said, let's go into the three lies. First lie is really this idea that you are your thoughts, and causing you to identify with your mind, or if your mind produces a thought that, or really just any thought that your mind produces is you. Not realizing that you have variations of thoughts as humans, and thoughts are something that you experience, right? Not something that you are, meaning that there's this constant observer, right? That we will, use the word consciousness to kind of, as an umbrella term to describe, but really that you're conscious. You're a conscious individual. That's who you are. And thoughts are these words, images that you experience, and that you can have willful thoughts, and you can willfully think of, say, a palm tree or a coconut, or a wave at the beach, right? Or you also can have automatic thoughts that just kind of fly into your mind, and your mind can just start chatting away, endlessly. And it's so important to understand that you are observant of these thoughts, and that you are not the thoughts themselves. Because if you buy into the idea that you are the thoughts, you're going to try to battle the thoughts and change each thought and fight with the thoughts. And the more and more you try to fight with your mind, the more and more you will lose. Like, there's a 100% guarantee the mind is 1,000 for 1,000 in its battles, because it has a very Medusa-like tendency. So if you stop or challenge or fight one thought, then three more show up, and you can't fight with the mind and win. Now, which leads us to the second lie of, really, you are not the feelings you experience, right? And so the mind's going to, the OCD and anxiety is going to try to get you to believe you are the thoughts, or you are the feelings. And just like with thoughts, feelings are these ever-changing experiences. And we need to really ask ourselves, what is the constant here? What is the part of me that's been here from when I was 7 to 17 to 27 to 37 to 47, or however old you are, right? What is the part of me? Because if it's feelings change all the time. I mean, think about an experience like where you've had your emotions go all over the place, whether you've watched a, really, really powerful movie, really, it's like that just takes you from like feeling excitement to dread to fear to all of the stuff that can be created, right? Or you have an experience like, it's your birthday and no one's called you, and so you feel terrible about yourself, and your significant other cancels your dinner date and says, oh, I can't do it tonight. And so you feel, moping around, depressed and angry and all this stuff. And then all of a sudden you show up at your house, and there was a surprise party waiting for you all along, and all of a sudden you're excited and elated. Are you changing all the time? It's like, well, no, you aren't changing all the time. Your emotional state is, right? And if you identify with your emotion, if you don't have an emotion, if you have an emotion you don't want, a lot of times you think that you are the problem, or that you need to try to change the emotion, or control it, or contain it, or suppress it. And which obviously leads to significant issues, which leads us to the third lie, right? That if the OCD and anxiety gets you to believe that, which is that if you try, in order to get better, what you need to do is change your thoughts and feelings. And, when I was outlining this, I was trying to figure out how to say that correctly. But really it's this idea of the belief that if I change my thoughts and feelings to how I want them, then I'm going to be okay. Something to that effect. And the issue with that is that you put all your energy and time trying to change these ever like ever-changing events like thoughts and feelings that really aren't you to begin with. And when you focus all your energy on trying to change thoughts or change feelings, the trap of OCD and anxiety is that then you start doing safety behaviors or compulsions. So the mental rumination, the analyzing, thought blocking, thought suppressing, thought replacement, counting, right? Mental distraction, checking to see if you're having thoughts, checking to see if you're having feelings, right? Suppressing your feelings or repressing them, right? Doing things to avoid anything that would bring up a feeling you don't like, right? Escaping them, right? Using drugs, alcohol, right? Using social media, just being on your phone, maybe even using this episode right here, just because I feel anxious and I want to distract myself from it, right? If we're getting really real. Or thinking that you need to verbalize and express it to somebody. You know what, if I just talk about my fear enough, if I just research it enough, it'll go away. And you'll find that doing all of those things, what it does is it ends up creating the loop. And it's believing again that you are your thoughts and that you aren't, and you know, instead of shifting to the idea that you are the observer of your thought, you are conscious of thought, or believing that you are the feeling instead of realizing that, again, you are conscious of feeling. And because thought and feeling change and you are the constant, you can't be the thing that changes. You can only be the consistent observer that notices the change. But then buying into the belief that in order to be okay, what you need to do is try to change the things that you can't change, like your thoughts and feelings, and which paradoxically gets you stuck in the loop. And when that loop spins and spirals, your life becomes smaller and smaller and smaller, more limited, more overrun, and you feel way less in control. And those are the lies that it gets you to buy into. And once you do, it can really spiral out of control and take over everything. And so when you want to break free from this loop, you have to start challenging the way that you're perceiving certain aspects of it. Now, in Taking Back Control, we go through this very in depth of really the underlying beliefs that even create the OCD and anxiety loop, but also what to do with thoughts, what to do with feelings, and all the different behaviors and so on and so forth. So if you are looking for help with that, I'd very much encourage you to head over to restoredminds.com, like I said. You can fill out an application. But when it comes to understanding these lies, you need to first see them as lies and become aware of them in order to begin to change them. And that's what I wanted to help you accomplish today, is we got to become aware of this before we can ever change it. And these lies right here are the very thing that this whole wheel is built on. And if we can start to dismantle these, start to break the wheel, break the loop, and ultimately reclaim control of your life. So with that, hope this was helpful. And with that, I wish you a great day, great week, and I look forward to seeing you on the next episode. Hey there, thanks so much for watching that episode. If you found it helpful, we have some links to some other episodes that we think you might like as well. And if you're looking for help on your journey to recovery from fear, stress, and anxiety, either check out the links in the notes or head over to restoredminds.com. Thank you, and talk to you soon.